Scorpio, greetings and salutations, my friends. You are most welcome here. Cards are just flying. So today we're going to do the 5-card movie star spread. And if you are unfamiliar with this particular spread, because it has been a while since I've done it, I explain the placement of each card in the description box below. Did you make up your mind on something before you gathered all the information? It's kind of like you pulled that trigger and then you were like, oh, wait, there's still some things I have to iron out before I move forward. Because ultimately, the path that you're on isn't 100% illuminated, right? It's just kind of like, I mean, it's brightening up as things are unfolding, but that's the problem is you jumped the gun, okay? You either jumped to a conclusion or you made a decision very, very hastily and you're still in the information gathering part. And it's funny because in the journey situation, as my friend Markwell would say, it's funny, but it's not. Because in the journey situation, this is the Knight of Wands. So this is the person who takes action and makes very swift change, but never really thinks about the consequences. So again, if you made a decision and you moved on to a point that you can't turn around from, but yet you're still gathering the information and you don't have all the illumination, then it would make sense that you're just barreling forward and you weren't thinking about the consequences when you did all this. So ultimately, now is the time to go back and start juggling your resources and see if you have the time and energy to even support this endeavor. Or it might drain you of something, so you're trying to figure out how to maintain what it is you have while all these changes are happening. Scorpio. This was an emotional decision based on passion. This was not thought out at all. This was just a gut instinct. And unfortunately, you aren't seeing how it's going to work out. It's kind of like, oof, yeah. So you made a decision and you pushed forward with a bunch of change, and now you feel like you can't go back. You're going to have to juggle your resources, and you don't think that you're going to get the outcome that you initially desired. And what that has you is that has you all stuck up in your head right now. You are projecting the worst case scenario by constantly thinking of the worst case scenario. Yeah, it seems to me like you took a risk and it just didn't pan out. And now you're conflicted on how to get back to where you were. But the terrible news about this, Scorpio, it's funny because the cards are literally repeating themselves, so I'm going to stop pulling cards. The unfortunate news about this, Scorpio, is you can't go back. Right? Because when you made this decision, you put certain things into play that you cannot go back to. So you may have cut ties with certain people who tried to help you in the past, and now you can't go back to them because you burnt those bridges. Okay. You may have changed jobs and then somebody else filled your old position, so you can't go back to the old job. Do you see what I mean? You made this change so quickly that you made it impossible to give yourself the safety net to go back to where you were. And you're not happy with the outcome. But sometimes you just have to work through these things. You have to forge a new path now, whether you like it or not. What's done is done. You can't change it, but you can always learn from it. And I hope that's what you do, Scorpio. I hope you learn from it, and I hope you find the best outcome possible. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next time.